fantastic night, first of all, at the Rochestown Park Hotel. We've got the man himself, Johnny Giles, with us. Johnny, first of all, a fantastic night.
Enjoyed it.
The audience interaction was brilliant.
Great crowd. Always good to talk.
It is indeed. But we have to talk about, of course, first of all, your playing career. The Matt Busby era, when you played on the mat, what was it like to play with the great man himself?
Well, I was a Manchester United supporter when I was a kid, so it was a great thrill. My father told me that Manchester United would sign me. Matt Busby was a legend, as you know. Built the Busby Babes. I was there when the Busby down, had a win again, disaster. It was bad. I was a gentleman, but ruthless. But a gentleman. He had a great manner about it.
That's essential because he went on to achieve so much. What was it like playing the team with Bobby Charlton and Dennis Law? Because you know the three of you together, like it was incredible to watch. I've seen my granddad used to tell me all the stories, but I've seen the footage. What was it like?
Well, funny enough, I was in the team before Dennis arrived. I played with Bobby. When Dennis arrived, actually, we didn't have a very good season. We finished up winning the cup, which was great. But we were actually in the relegation zone 3 or 4 matches before the end of the season, so it wasn't a great season in terms of the league. And I think the team were bedding in together. We went on to win the cup against the odds. Leicester City we played in the final. We won quite well, 3-1. Leicester City were actually favourites to win it. They finished 4th in the league that year, so it was great. It was a great thing for Matt Busby at that particular time because it was after the air disaster. First trophy won after the air disaster, and the first actually cup win since 1948. So it was a big day.
Steve? Yeah, can I just ask you about the Leeds team when you were in the 70s, and like we heard tonight, they were talking about how rough the Leeds team was. Do you feel you don't ever get enough credit for how good you were as footballers?
Well, it's mixed. I mean, it was during the time when Leeds were at the best. It was a tough time in football, and Leeds were accused of a lot of things. That, say, for example, Big Jack used to go to the bar the first time. He said, "Oh, Leeds United gamesmanship." Next season, everybody was doing it. We used to hold the ball in the corner to waste time. Leeds gamesmanship. Next season, everybody's doing it. So we were a leading team, and you're bound to get criticism. We got a fair share of criticism. I think at times that we didn't get credit for the players that we had. Like Norman Hunt was a terrific player, Alan Clark, Eddie Gray, Peter Lowe. These were terrific players.
I can remember my grandfather who would have got me into soccer. My grandfather died when I was fairly young. Yeah. He used to always talk about himself and Billy Bremner in the midfield.
We were midfield players, we were about the same size, but we combined in the middle of the field.
You could pass the ball.
And we could combine together and 1-2s and things like that. So we were a partnership in the middle of the field. But these were a terrific team, you know, and they talk about Leeds being dirty Leeds. But the fact was, every team at the time had a few players that could dish it out.
Do you think players today are a bit softer?
Well, I think there's more protection from the referees now. I mean, you see lads getting hooked now for a tackle. Like in my day, it had to be grievous bodily harm before you got a yellow card, never mind a red card. So there was a lot of things could go on that wouldn't happen today. I think that's for the good in certain ways, but I think a lot of things now guys diving and getting other players booked and all that carry on.
And one of the things I always used to think was one of the greatest skills in football is the forwards running at pace, the defenders running at pace, the tackle from behind. Yeah. Be able to get the ball cleanly from behind.
You can't tackle now.
You can't, no.
You see lads now, first bad tackle getting yellow cards straight away. In many ways it's good. I mean, it is protective to skillful players, but I think it's overdone as well.
Because it's a skill in itself to be able to tackle.
Exactly. And I've seen some good tackles, yellow card. And then I think the players are overdoing it, pretending to be putting the yellow card up to get the opponents hooked.
You're not a fan of that?
No. Just get on with it.
Johnny, you managed a number of clubs. I know it's a question you might have been asked before, but who's the best you've ever managed, player-wise? Anyone in particular that tickled the fancy? I like this kid.
Well, I was very lucky when I went to West Brom. There's some experienced players. Brian Robson actually was just coming in. He played the previous year, but he played in my time. And Brian was a terrific player, as we know. He went on to be a terrific player at Manchester United. Good lad. And then I was at Vancouver Whitecaps. I signed Peter Beardsley from Carlisle. And Peter was a good player. But West Brom, a lot of Tony Brown is a terrific player. Great server for West Brom. Played 700 matches. Great lad. No trouble. Come in training. Scored 250, 270 goals for West Brom. Lovely lad. So the West Brom lads generally were very, very good. Good lads.
I lived in Vancouver for a year. How did you find Vancouver in general? It's a great city.
I loved it. I love Vancouver. I was there for 3 years, and I very nearly stayed there. The nicest place I've ever been to.
It's beautiful. It's great people. Great people.
And we were good. Because you know the soccer was good there. We averaged 25,000 in Vancouver. I really enjoyed it there. It was terrific. Great experience.
Just before I go, I have to thank you for your amazing commentary over the years. I truly miss you on the TV, but I know you might pop up every now and again. But they were great years, and I want to thank you.
I did it for 30 years.
Yeah, it's very long.
Which is a long spell for punditry, and I enjoyed it. It was great with Eamon and Lee and Bill, particularly in the early years. Funny enough, I never thought I was on television when I was doing it. You just do it, and you give an honest opinion, and hopefully, because I think television is very revealing. If you try to be something to the viewers, they pick up on it. And I think if there's a secret to it, if you regard it as a secret, it's just to get on and do your stuff. Don't try to impress anybody, just tell it as you see it, and that was it. And luckily enough, it worked out.
And I grew up watching that, so thank you, appreciate it. Steve, any more questions?
Yeah, I just want to ask you one. Again, it's just from, like I was saying, with my grandfather. My grandfather passed away in 1989.
Yeah.
So before I qualified for
the World Cup in 90.
I remember talking to him about that when they were on the verge of qualifying.
Yeah.
And he used to always tell me we were robbed in 1982.
We were robbed a couple of times actually. When I was player manager of the team. Bulgaria, nobody won in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
They qualified for a few major championships and did nothing when they qualified. So there was a lot of talk.
He always thought about our group in '82 for the World Cup. Belgium, who were very good at the time. France with Platini and Tigana.
Yeah.
Holland, who had just been in 2 World Cup finals, and we lost out on goal difference with a dodgy goal. I think it was away to Belgium.
Yeah, I think that was on Hans' time.
Yeah.
He was doing it. But you see, in those days, it was hard to qualify. When I took over, you had to finish top of your group.
That was tough.
There was no playoffs in third spot or anything like that. So it was very difficult to qualify. And we hadn't done well the previous years that I took over. So we were seeded very low. So we were always in a difficult group. We came on, grew bit by bit.
And having someone like yourself, when I always talk about it, we would have had yourself as a midfielder. And when you were coming near the end, Liam Brady would have come in.
Yeah, well, Liam played at my time as well. Liam was a terrific player, as you know. And he started very young. I mean, Liam's first match, we beat the USSR 3-0, which was a big match at Dagenham. And Liam was a natural player. Terrific player.
Yeah, then Liam left and Roy kind of came in a couple of years after.
Roy came in, and Jack kicked Liam out.
He did, yeah.
when Roy would have been in the team.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and
that's what Jack was like.
Kind of since then we haven't really had that.
Well, there's not many around the world. I was talking tonight about Modric and one of the skulls in his time. When you look at all the other countries, there's no Liam Brady's around.
So do you think Ireland, the team kind of that's there currently, that it's just their spirit, they're almost like a club team?
As
they
good as
feel
anybody else. There's no great teams out there. We saw the Euros last year. Iceland qualified for the semi. Ireland qualified for it. So there's no great Wales. There's no great teams out there. I think we're inclined to overrate the opposition, to be honest.
Are you confident that we'll be in Russia?
Still in pole position. I mean, with 2 results at home, which wasn't good. You know, we'd expect to beat Scotland and we expect to beat Austria, and we didn't. So it's still open, but still there.
Good stuff. Thanks so much.
Thank you,
Johnny. Thank you very much.
Okay.
My friend.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.